All right, hey there, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Birchett with ABC 24 here in Memphis. Wanted to hop on here just after 6:30 on your Tuesday evening. Just talk a little bit about the winter storm. Haven't seen y'all since really it started to clear out. We were doing so much on-air coverage that I didn't get too much of a chance to check in on Facebook all that much. So I wanted to hop on with you guys and also on ABC 24 Plus, our streaming app, and just talk a little bit about what is happening now, when things might start to get better, and talking about also the areas that were hit the hardest and some new video I have from down in that zone. I will tell you, if you're watching it live at 6:32 on your Tuesday, I have comments up. So if you want to ask questions, comments, or let me know what's going on in your neighborhood, I will have those Facebook comments up. But this also might be on a replay later. So if you missed us at 6:30, you'll just have to rely on what the other comments were. So again, if you're watching live, would love to hear your comments though. Let's get over and talk about what's going on. Unfortunately, I wish I had better news, but it is not going to be 70 degrees tomorrow. So what that means is this is not over yet. We have at least a few more days to go of a very, very, very slow melting process. Now, we did melt a good bit today. If you walk outside, you're going to see puddles in most spots. You're going to see things starting to clear up just a little bit. The problem is that's all going to refreeze overnight tonight as we drop back to the teens. And I think, honestly, Wednesday morning could be a little worse because, especially talking about in Memphis saw kind of that snow and sleet mix, and a lot of the roads had been a little crunchy. You could get some traction. It wasn't great. Certainly wouldn't advise you to be driving on it, but for the people that had to be out, there was that sleet and snow crunch that made it maybe a little better. So the sun today took off that top layer and melted it. Now it's water, and that's going to refreeze into a smooth sheet of ice and black ice in many places. So I actually think Wednesday morning could be a little worse even than what we've seen the last couple of days. So if you're thinking, oh, maybe I can go back to work Wednesday, I think the black ice is going to be a big concern. I would probably advise against travel for Wednesday as well. We are watching out for another shot of colder air by Friday. So another cold front comes in. It's going to drop our temperature again. That could come with some snow showers. Now, it's not going to be another winter storm. I don't think it is anything significant. I think mainly it's just some flakes flying around. But there are rumors on social media that a whole other winter storm is coming. I can assure you that is not going to happen. Friday could be a few snowflakes. That would be it. I think what's worst is what we already have on the ground. Any little bit of snow Friday is certainly not going to make things any worse than what they already are. I want to check in on our traffic situation here as we look around the area. Man, I mean, this is a mess. We've got several accidents reported, but look at down in North Mississippi. That's where things are getting really bad. They're rough in Memphis, but Memphis has been able to go through and plow at least the main interstates. But in Mississippi, where they had that ice storm, all the way down I-55 through Batesville and all the way down I-22 through about Blue Springs, maybe even New Albany, situation is very bad with all that ice that is on the road. So that is the zone right now that travel is the absolute worst. It's really bad everywhere, especially on the roads that haven't been touched yet because they're just covered. But down in North Mississippi, where it's already just solid ice, it is a mess down there. I would not go down 55. I would definitely not go down I-22. We've had reports already of, trucks sliding off, getting stuck. It's just not worth it trying to get down those interstates until they can get treated up and cleared out, which of course the main concern down there is the power situation. Roads are almost a little secondary. Here's Memphis right now, and again, TDOT and the city honestly have both done a really good job clearing out the main streets. There's 385, 55 is looking pretty good, 240 is moving right along, as is I-40 on the North Loop. So the interstates are good. We have several lanes open on the interstates. Now, of course, we have a little water on them now, so that's going to make some slick spots, but as far as the snow and sleet, in Memphis, the interstates and the main roads are mostly clear. It's those side streets, the exit ramps that are still totally covered. And that's why it's good to just not be out. At some point, you're going to have to get off the interstate. You're going to have to go on the side street, and it's still going to be completely covered. It's the same story in North Mississippi. Again, the main roads have some treatment on them. 55 has a lane open. Highway 78 near Olive Branch pretty much has a lane open. But it's those side streets. Look at Goodman and Getwell, still pretty much covered. You only have like the tire tracks from where people have been driving. So even if you look at these interstate videos and you think they're okay, be aware the side streets are still a mess. And unfortunately, we don't have a lot of cameras on the side streets. So we can really only show you the interstates, but it's the side streets that are still pretty bad. I'm actually curious here if I could go over, just to kind of give you an idea of what I mean. I'll take you over to East Memphis right now. There you go. And so that's White Station. This is a live look over at the Eastgate Shopping Center. There's Clark Tower. That is White Station. Look how much of a difference that is. I mean, just looking at that road, yeah, there's some tire tracks in it, but you look at White Station and then you look at what's going on the interstates that have been cleared. So don't get that false sense of security just because the interstates are clear. The side streets are still a mess. And like we talked about, the sun today melted a little bit of that top layer. That's just going to make it even more of a solid ice overnight tonight. Want to get an update on your power outages here? I'll take this full screen just so you can get maybe a little bit of a better view. You can totally see where the ice storm happened. We hardly had any outages in Memphis or Shelby County. DeSoto County's been fine, but it's right in that ice storm zone that the power outages have been the worst because that freezing rain piled up on the power lines. It took down poles. It took down trees. We have some insane video I'll show you here in just a second. But places like Panola County, Batesville, Oxford, even into Marshall County, Benton County, Tippah County, Alcorn. McNairy doesn't have a number on the map, but I think we're just having trouble getting their data. McNairy County certainly has power outages, but you can see that swath of where the ice storm hit, where the outages are the worst. And again, something to remember too, these numbers that you see, when we look at Lafayette County and see 16,000 outages, that's 16,000 power customers that are out. That's for one bill. So if you have a family of 5 and your power goes out in your house, that's going to count on the map as one outage. So in terms of the amount of people that are without power, we're easily looking at over 100,000 actual people that are without power and without heat right now throughout North Mississippi. To make matters worse, a lot of the water stations and water sewage kind of runs off power as well. So we're having issues reported now with water. Even natural gas is having some issues in North Mississippi at this moment. We also know there were several main transmission lines that were taken out. So that's going to be a long road to recovery with so many power outages down. We could be looking at power being out in North Mississippi for weeks, if not longer. So plan now for long-term outages if you're in one of those zones that's out. Again, the crazy thing is you look at those outages, and if I switch over to where the ice storm was, you can see exactly where the highest ice totals were. It's right in line with where the outages were. When you look at ice totals of an inch in Oxford, just outside of Corinth as well, an inch of ice is insane. That is so much weight of just pure ice that's being added onto branches and power lines. Batesville about 1/4 of an inch. McNairy County probably about 1/2 an inch as well. Hardeman County saw that. So when you think about, an inch of ice maybe doesn't sound that bad, I want to show you some new video from Oxford that just came in. This is from earlier today. The city of Oxford sent their drone out, and I want to show you what an inch of ice can do. Take a look at this video. This is from an ice storm. You would almost think that a tornado hit Oxford. And that's what the mayor mentioned, that it is almost like the damage of a tornado hit the entire city of Oxford. You look at those trees just sagging under the weight. You're talking about hundreds of pounds of ice weighing down those trees, branches breaking in many spots. There you see those crews out there working. A special shout out to them being out in those elements. But it's wild to see just the trees literally bending, breaking, you see there. We've had reports of some of those trees falling onto homes, injuries in some cases. So I cannot overstate how bad the damage is in Oxford. And this is the only recent video I could find, but this is also Batesville. This is Corinth. This is Ashland, Mississippi. This is Ripley, Mississippi. Selmer and Bolivar probably look pretty similar to this. This is just the one video I could find. So that's a large swath in North Mississippi where they have extensive damage across the county. Power lines down, power poles down, water out, gas out. It is a very bad situation. And thankfully, again, we've got a lot of crews coming in, but just be aware through North Mississippi, it is going to take some time to clear up the damage like that. So again, we appreciate them down in Oxford for posting that video for us so we could share it to you. We had some crews down there, but they were out of power in their hotel and they could only keep their camera up for so long. So we had to get them back, but I'm hoping we can get somebody back down to Oxford soon so we can bring you more of those images. So that's where the ice was. We know Oxford, Corinth, they got the ice. They didn't get as much sleet or snow because that was further to the north. Memphis wound up with anywhere from 3.5 to 5 inches of snow and sleet mixed in, just depending on where you were. Higher totals in northeast Arkansas, close to 7 inches in Blytheville. The winter was 10 inches of snow and sleet up in Dyersburg. Now, talking about your high temperatures for Tuesday, we made it to 36 in Memphis. That was great. We melted a lot of that stuff. Again, there's kind of those puddles of water out there as that top layer of sleet and snow melted. I will tell you, though, if you've been out trying to shovel this or even get it off your car, you know how caked on it is. Like that sleet and snow just really caked it down. It's much harder to get rid of than if it was just pure snow. That ice really crusted it down. So even though we got to 36, it's going to take a while to really get this fully melted. And of course, the bigger issue is now the black ice. So what happened is we got the sunshine, we got above freezing, the snow and sleet started to melt a little bit. There's puddles everywhere right now. Now that the sun is going down, that is quickly going to refreeze into black ice. And the problem is black ice is really hard to see. They call it that because on the black pavement, you cannot tell the difference from just the pavement to the black ice. So even in the roadways that have been cleared, like the interstates, you're going to have that runoff from the nearby snow. So the puddles could kind of take over the interstate. Those could freeze as well. So even on the main roads that are clear, black ice could still be a concern. We dropped to 19 tonight in Memphis, so it is going to be bitterly cold once again, as we're talking about 100,000 people with no heat in North Mississippi. Fog is also going to develop. So we could have pretty low visibility overnight tonight as that fog builds into North Mississippi especially. The thing is, though, what is fog made of? Water, little tiny water droplets, almost like water vapor. So the issue is when we get fog and it's this cold, it actually becomes something called freezing fog. So as if we needed anything worse, now the water droplets from that fog could actually freeze onto the roads, your deck, sidewalks, and make it just a little slick, almost like a glaze of ice. This is not going to be an ice storm like what we just saw, but it is going to make things a little more slick with that freezing fog. So again, insult to injury here, but we do have that potential overnight tonight with a low of 19 for a lot of refreezing. I think a lot of roads are going to be solid overnight, with fog developing that could add even more slick spots. So tomorrow morning is probably going to be a mess. We do get back to 35 tomorrow afternoon, so that could help things, break up once again. We get back to 22 Wednesday night, so that's going to freeze again. Thursday, I think, is our best hope. We get all the way to 42 degrees. So that means several hours above freezing. We're also going to have sunshine. So what we need is, we really don't need the melting. We do. But we also need the melting and the evaporation of that water, right? It doesn't help us if the water just stands there because it's going to keep refreezing. We need stuff to melt and then we need it to evaporate, get it off the roadway. I think Thursday has a pretty good chance. It's certainly not going to clear us all the way out, but I think Thursday's our best hope to get a lot of this melted and evaporated before that next cold front comes in on Friday. And you can see our temperatures go back down Friday into the 20s. So hopefully Thursday's sunshine and highs in the 40s will get rid of as much of this as possible. It's definitely not going to clear it all the way out, but as much of it we can get rid of before it gets cold again we will take it. So again, that's our next cold front Thursday night into Friday morning. That low pressure kind of slides right over us. It brings in that colder air from the north. And as that cold front slides in, I can't rule out a few more snow showers Thursday night into Friday morning. Our hour-by-hour radar picks up on it. This is going to be really overnight, so there's 2 a.m. Friday. A little bit of snow passes through and then clears out by Friday morning. So this is a very quick round of maybe some light snow showers for some of us. I certainly don't expect it to be a winter storm. I certainly don't expect it to be anything major, but Thursday night into Friday morning, maybe a few snowflakes. Temperatures do remain bitterly cold through the weekend. Again, that next front comes in. So we'll get to 42 Thursday, back to the 20s Friday and Saturday, and then we finally climb up for good Monday and Tuesday as we get back to the 40s. So everybody's asking, when do the roads get better? When can I go back to school? You know, when am I going back to work? I'm going to watch Thursday. If Thursday can really get us mostly cleared out, melted and evaporated, I know it's below freezing this weekend, but even being below freezing, the sunshine can kind of help to break things up. Maybe Monday afternoon, things don't look half bad. Back to school might be Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I don't think necessarily, again, it depends on Thursday because we need melting and evaporation. So Thursday, hopefully we get a good bit of that. It depends on how much. I don't know about Monday morning. I think Monday afternoon looks better. Tuesday, I think we will be in much better shape. Because again, even though we're below freezing this weekend, Friday and Saturday, it's going to be sunny. So what happens is, even when temperatures are below freezing, if we get that sunshine to come out, it can kind of help to break up some of that snow and ice. Now, of course, it's going to keep refreezing as long as it's there. But the more sunshine we get, even with temperatures below freezing, that's going to help to get some of that started to get out of here. The weekend, though, probably still going to be pretty slick. So, again, I'm not good at predicting school closures, and roads are a lot harder to forecast than actual weather, just based on different pavement types and all that stuff. So, again, the answer is it just depends. But I will tell you for the next few days, we're going to be in this cycle of melting and refreezing. Tonight is a hard freeze. 19's your low. Everything is going to solid freeze. I think tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, could be one of the worst days we've had so far, just because everything's going to be slick ice without as much snow or sleet necessarily mixing in. So it's not going to be as crunchy. It's going to be a lot more slick Wednesday morning. Again, you add in the fog, it's going to make visibility low. It could, add a little glaze on top of things. We do get back to 35 in the afternoon. Sunshine comes back out. So we'll kind of restart that process of melting. It's going to be a slow one. And then we go back below freezing Thursday morning, 22 Thursday morning. So Thursday morning going to be another slick one. Thursday afternoon, the higher that temperature goes and the more sun we see, the better. If we do get to 42 Thursday, which I think we will, maybe even higher, with sunshine, we could start to see some of this melt for long enough that then it evaporates, right? We need to be above freezing for most of the day. With a high of 42, we should be. So hopefully a good bit of this will start to get on out of here Thursday. It's definitely not going to be all of it, but the more we get out of here before the next cold front, the better. That cold front comes in Thursday night. Hopefully, again, as much of the road has cleared out as possible, but it's going to be a slow process. We could see some snowflakes with that front Thursday night and Friday morning. Again, this is not a winter storm. There is no winter storm in the forecast. We have another storm comes in next week. That's going to be rain. So we do not have any more, major winter weather in the forecast, but there could be some snowflakes Thursday night or Friday morning. We'll stay below freezing Friday, Saturday. So you'll have to go back to dripping your faucets Friday and Saturday. The weekend does look sunny. So like we talked about, that's going to help, but still cold. 24 Saturday, lows in the teens this weekend. Again, as a lot of people still don't have power. So if you know somebody in North Mississippi that's without power, make sure you still have a way to stay warm because this continues through the weekend. 32 Sunday. Again, we wake up Monday morning to 23, but then we're back to the 40s Monday and Tuesday. And it seems like we'll stay that way through the week. So I think by Monday afternoon, what didn't get to clear out Thursday is going to clear out Monday afternoon. And possibly Tuesday, we will be in more of a regular state with just a little bit of snow or sleet here or there. I think Tuesday morning will hopefully look a whole lot better. But that's the way things stand now. We still have a long way to go with, again, this melting and refreezing, big time black ice potential for the next few mornings. So if you can stay home, continue to do so. I know everybody's getting stir crazy, but just be aware those roads could be worse Wednesday than they actually were the last couple of days because of that solid sheet of ice. We have continuous updates. We've been on air around the clock here right on ABC 24 Plus. If you do not have ABC 24 Plus yet, maybe you're watching us on Facebook. I know some of you are. You can watch us on our free streaming app. That's for your smart TV, your Roku, your Fire TV, your Apple TV. Download there. And we do a lot more of these long form weather updates there, as opposed to just the 2 minutes we can get on TV. So if you don't have it yet, be sure to download it. We will keep you updated. But again, the best bet is to just stay off the roads if possible. And if you know somebody that doesn't have power, or maybe you don't, you're watching on your cell phone, make sure you have a way to stay warm as temperatures get even colder through the weekend. That's the latest update I have for now. But again, wherever you're watching right now, we'll have continuous updates as long as the storm continues. For right now, though, I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Birchett. Stay warm, stay safe. I'll see you back here later.